just got this package from American Muscle, and considering the sound, I have actually no idea what's in here. I really don't remember what I ordered. I know it can't be the hash marks because obviously it wouldn't be making a ringing noise. So let's get into it. Let's see. Oh shit. I feel like there's probably a tab somewhere here to open this, but we're just gonna go in. There's 2 boxes. It says HG emblem. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. So these are actually going to be the Coyote emblems that I decided to buy. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do in the rear. I might take off the GT logo it already has, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And we have the Coyote emblem. I know a lot of people on their GTs put the Coyote emblem in place of the GT. I'm thinking maybe I do something different by putting the Coyote emblem to the side. This obviously is the same thing, so I'm not going to open it, but one of them will be going in the front grille while the other goes on the rear. Somewhat nice day here, and here we are with the Mustang, and we have the emblems, so we're going to put it on for the rear. I'm not sure if I want to put the emblem on the side and do something different, or do I want to remove the GT one off the center like most people do, or pretty much everybody does when they put the Coyote emblems. So I'm not sure which path I would like to take. Definitely getting there. The first one is pretty easy to screw. The second one I'm sort of struggling with for some reason, but should be done in the next couple of minutes. And here we have the Lambo, which I probably need to turn on very soon just to make sure there are no issues. But yeah, I've not been in here for several days. Now that I'm standing here, I'm actually thinking maybe should have moved it over one column and put it here instead. But let's see what happens. To be honest, the way this grill is set up, I honestly don't believe that I could even screw the other one in, because once I put the bracket in, the screw barely reaches, and as you guys can see, the screw has to go in sideways for it to even fit. So that's sort of where we're at. I think we're just going to go with the top bracket because it is pretty secure even with one screw. Unless I'm tripping, it literally goes that way, and that's the way I put it. It cuts this way, but the tape is like literally backwards because it's supposed to cut the other way. So I don't know how that makes any sense. And just to let you guys know, you got this on that side, and then you got the 3M red tape on that side, and they want the 3M tape to be the exposed side, but obviously it doesn't align that way. On the second one, when I pulled out the badge, it was actually off center by a decent amount, so I decided to take the badge off and re-stick it on. But tell me why? It literally says GT350, so it looks like we're moving on up. I propped it up, and I'm not sure if I'm really sold on it being an extra badge on the back, but I'm not very sure. I think the cut of the deck lid, I don't know, something I feel like throws it off, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I should move the badge a little bit closer to the GT emblem to see if I sort of have a different perspective. But I think at this point, more likely than not, we're going to have to take the GT emblem off and then obviously put the Coyote emblem in its place, which I don't mind doing, but obviously the emblem on the car right now matches the fender emblems, and I sort of didn't want to change that. And I thought it would be pretty cool to have a second badge because people would take a second look at it. Got it repositioned here, and I think I'm sold on it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I feel like it's going to look good right there. I think the placement's better and it has a little more space than being crammed in the corner. Cat's over here getting to see the Mustang and the product, and I think I like it. It's different, and that's exactly the point of the build. Here we are a few moments later, and we are heading out. So we're going to be running grocery errands with this drag setup of a GT and see where the day goes. I don't know how many stops we have, but it should be pretty fun. Don't have Steelers game today. I know that was a running theme in previous vlogs where I was sort of taking a separate car, shooting, and then trying to head home so I don't miss the game. But today, no other priorities, so let's just have fun. As always, this car is way too much fun. I can only imagine how fun this car will be supercharged. It's already one of the funnest cars I've probably ever driven. And obviously we've had the 04 A4, we had a 90, I think, 91 300ZX, we've had a Lexus CS300, we do have a Lamborghini, we have a 04 Mustang, we've had a 18 C63, we've had a 18 M5, and so on and so forth. That S-Class was nice. And this car is already like top tier, and supercharged, it'll be the most powerful car I've ever owned, likely the fastest car I've ever owned, as long as we can keep traction without much power to the wheels. And yeah, I could only imagine what's to come in terms of how fun this car will be in the very near future as we wait for the supercharger.
Exit right to I-880 South, San Jose.
And you guys can imagine why it's so fun. Shout out to Waze. Said police is up here somewhere. Not that I was doing anything illegal by any means, because I mean, we all know Mustang owners don't do anything illegal, or muscle car owners in general. But yeah, it looks like there's police somewhere up here, or at least there was. Not sure if there is one now. I guess at this upcoming intersection. And yeah, I guess there's no police anymore, but it's always good to up just in case.
Turn left on Alden Gateway, then turn right.
That was an interesting 3 Series, it looks like. My family is not here yet. They did stop somewhere else, but they were already at their first stop before I even left the house. So yeah, looks like I will be waiting for them. I'm sure they'll be here fairly soon, so got too close that time, so that's not good. I literally felt and saw the car lift up, so I think I sort of went on the bumper. Oh shit, look at the 300ZX. One of my favorite, literally my favorite Japanese car, actually. Not even one of my favorites. It's definitely is my favorite. And with that, we are leaving stop number 1. Pressed the record button, recorded like this whole segment, turned off the camera when I pressed the off button, then it said it started recording. So there's a possibility that you guys missed an entire segment of this damn thing. And you know, I was talking about stuff that had just happened, so unfortunately I won't be able to record what I said the second time, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, you know, the 360 camera is probably one of the worst cameras I've dealt with. I haven't dealt with that many cameras, but it's the 360. Generally speaking, not a great camera from my overall experience. Leaving Costco now, on to the next stop. Got that SVT F-150. Never heard of that. I didn't know there was a SVT, or is that the same as the Lightning? I don't really remember. Damn, that dude was done, boy. And this is like the narrowest shit ever. Well, it's probably like wider than it actually feels. Obviously, when you're running a car through like something narrow, you're probably a little paranoid, so it just feels a little narrower than it actually is. This is actually the second time I'm looking for paint in here, and it looks like we ended up throwing away the paint we had for the cars. I believe we had plastic dip, and then we had something else as well. I forgot which brand it was, but it was more permanent paint. But I think when we were basically putting stuff back into the new garage and the new storage unit, we ended up getting rid of all that paint. I feel like we had kept something, but I guess not, because all the cans are in one place and it doesn't look like it's in there, but I'll probably check the storage unit just to make sure. And because of that, we're going to need to get paint to paint the Mustang emblem in the grill. I was hoping maybe I could do that today, so we would have more of a final look on the grill. I do feel kind of bad, but let's run this work errand real quick and get back home. Here we are with the Mustang. We are taking it out, shooting vlog, and also grabbing lunch. Haven't seen the cars in several days, almost the entire week. Guess it's not mint anymore because the plastic came off of the wheel, I guess, during the rain. Here we are with the Mustang. I do need to get a mic or something. I know people have been saying that. That's something I noticed as well, which was another issue we had in the 04 Mustang. When it came to recording inside, it became a little difficult to hear because of the loud exhaust. And you know, we're sort of experiencing something similar in here. I'm going to try to talk louder, see if that makes a difference, because sometimes the audio's fine and other times it is not. So maybe I should just speak louder and try to keep the windows up so there's less, I guess, noise in the cabin. But yeah, just grabbing food, as I would have said in the previous clip. And I'm grabbing food with a friend, actually. You guys have seen him plenty of times at this point. So grabbing food with him, we'll see how that goes. Probably going to record here and there. There's not too much for me to add. Since I think the last update, I did receive confirmation on the 71 vinyls that will go on the doors and, you know, sort of replicate what we did on the 04 Mustang and the Lamborghini. Those vinyls have been shipped, so I got that confirmation I think early yesterday. So still no estimated delivery time, but we should probably be getting that fairly soon, maybe in the next week or so. It is coming from Texas, so it does have to travel some distance, but we should be having that soon, and it will be placed on the car pretty much as soon as I get it. So I'm looking forward to putting that on, because that's going to be a nice addition. I think, you know, the sides don't really have much. We have the rear tire, but outside of that, you know, you don't really see anything from the side. You know, you get a glimpse of the louver, but, you know, there's not that much going on. So it'd be nice to have these fairly large vinyl racing stickers, so we sort of have a little more going on the sides. And yeah, outside of that, I don't have anything else coming that I recall. I'm sure there's other things like the fender hash marks I never received, but as you guys would see, if I haven't already shown you guys, we decided to do it ourselves. So I took carbon film that I had ordered, I cut them up, and I placed them on the fender. So we have sort of carbon design fender hash marks now. Didn't even realize that I had a police beside me, so glad I didn't do anything ridiculous. But the police car is definitely flying. But yeah, so I decided to do it myself. So now we have this carbon design fender hash marks for both sides, and I need to check up on them today, but I did check up on them several days ago, and they look perfectly fine. So I think, you know, they came out good, and we'll probably keep that, and it'll match random carbon accents that we will basically have on the car here and there. I need to redo the gas lid. I already removed the vinyl that we had on the gas lid. Didn't really like how it came out, number one, in terms of, you know, the edges, but it also kind of had the obvious issue, like I mentioned. I think I might have forgotten to take off the plastic off the film when I was sort of doing a trial run. So because of that, I think the carbon came out way too glossy, and it looked like there was plastic covering it. At least that's my understanding, because the film itself, when you take that plastic off, it doesn't look that shiny. So I'm like very certain that I accidentally left the plastic on. So yeah, we have the fender hash marks coming, but I'm probably going to return those since I already have the carbon ones that I made myself. And yeah, I think there might be other stuff, but I can't really remember. The supercharger is the most obvious thing. I have not received the supercharger just yet. I have no update on the supercharger whatsoever, and it's been, I think, about 6 weeks maybe since I ordered it. So we'll see what happens with the supercharger, but obviously that's the main part of this entire build. And yeah, I think there might be other items, but I'm not 100% sure. I do have the HREs that I need to order, but I might wait several weeks, I think. I'm not really sure. I do need to do research on the Lamborghini exhaust. As you guys know, once we reach the 5,000 subscriber milestone, I was going to upgrade the exhaust. So we reached that milestone a few days back, so I do need to start looking into that, and that's another reason I'll probably hold off on the HREs, because I will need to buy a Lamborghini exhaust, and I will need to find a shop to work on it and all that. So it's going to cost a pretty penny to do all that. So we're going to sort of switch from this build to the Lamborghini to get the exhaust done due to the milestone that we reached, and then we'll go pretty much from there and then back onto this car and continue modding it. And I did forget to mention that if I do angle the camera looking towards me, when I was getting dressed, I accidentally sprayed Old Spice directly into my eye, and due to that, my eye is still burning. I flushed out my eye. As you guys would imagine, it's my right eye, so I might be squinting or something because it's burning pretty bad. I flushed it out twice for probably, I don't know, like maybe 30 seconds or so. And I did put eye drops in my eye. And yeah, I mean, it's probably burning less, but it is very much burning. So if you guys see me in later scenes or something, and if you guys see me in these past scenes and something looks a little off, just know that it's my freaking eye from getting sprayed by Old Spice. And yeah, hopefully it goes away. I'm not sure how long it'll take. It's not like I get sprayed in the eye with Old Spice or anything of that nature very often. This might be the very first instance that's happened. So I'm just trying my hard to keep my eye, or my right eye, from squinting, because I am definitely squinting some at least. And yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a struggle, but we'll get through it, man. We'll get through it. Random shit happens sometimes, and this is one of them. We saw that Gran Turismo Maserati on the road, on the sidewalk, or I mean parked on the street. So that's interesting. Pretty nice option, I would say. Black on black, can never go wrong. I might end up wrapping this car black. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do, because obviously there's plenty of options, and I could have easily gotten a black car, but I wanted to get this color specifically because my dad liked it, and it sort of, you know, it's the same color on the Dark Horse. So I said, why not? Unique color. First time I think Ford has done it.
In 1,000 feet,
but
turn right.
You know, maybe it would look cool to have a murdered out collection, because the 04 Mustang, I did consider having that color be black. So we'll see. And with that, I'm officially headed home. Hung out with my friend
at the roundabout. Turn right on Stratford Road.
Yeah, not much else to add. We ended up grabbing food, and we ended up having ice cream too. I ended up getting a sundae, which might be a little heavy for the daytime, but it is what it is.
Right west.
That's a pretty nice Porsche. Right. And yeah, so I'm headed home. My eye is finally feeling better.
Turn right on Industrial Parkway West.
So I'm not over
then
here
use the right lane to exit right to I-880 North.
Squinting and stuff. Had an interesting moment when I turned on the car at my friend's house. It made his uncle's car alarm go off. So we had that situation going where it was just blaring. But eventually that turned off. But I guess we made an interesting exit with the car. But yeah, regardless, headed home now. Got plenty to do as usual, but yeah, good times. Always a good time hanging out with them, and we shall see where the rest of the day goes.